Yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome to Urban Absurdity. We are your host. I'm OG Ron.
And it's Bianca.
I had to say that because I'm kind of fucking... Every time I listen to a show and I say, I'm your host, OG Ron, and you just say, I'm Bianca, it's like there's two hosts here. Like, two people are present at the time. So I didn't want to say, like, I don't want to sound like I'm the only host.
I'm just here.
Like, who the hell is the other girl? Who was that?
No one knows.
We're going to get to something serious. Everybody has been discussing this topic. Everybody seems to have the same opinion, but I know Bianca's probably going to bash me. But I don't have that opinion everybody has.
Here we go.
Bill Cosby.
We're talking about it again?
Went to prison Monday. Yeah, we got to talk about it because we did this last show last weekend. This nigga got locked up a couple days after, so we got to discuss that.
Okay.
Everybody is kind of cheering and making fun of it. I'm not one of those people.
Everybody is not. It's not. Not everybody is. I've seen plenty of people who are outraged. Mm-hmm. Just as many people who are like, no, he should have went, and no, he shouldn't have went. So I don't know what you're saying, but I've seen the difference. Well,
I haven't. I've seen the majority of people. I watch a lot of. I've been on YouTube watching news specials. They got celebrity opinions. You know, some people like try to target certain opinions and shit. Of course, I have seen people that's pissed like me, but for the most part, what I've seen was people saying, "Oh, he did it." In most cases, it don't piss me off, but people's opinions, I'm like, okay, you weren't there, blah blah blah. But on this one, it kind of got me. I'm like, dude, how are you so fucking sure? It's like people like. All right, hold on. I got to find something that I posted a day ago.
I was going to say, why are you so upset? You have to tell
us. I'm
upset.
I'm going to get to it.
Tell us why you're upset.
I will tell you why I'm upset. In 1 second, I'm looking for it.
Oh, gosh.
The post I made about it, I just want to make sure my facts are straight because this is a serious issue. And I don't want to be sitting here talking and I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I researched that night, So I went down the whole timeline, starting all the way back in January 2004. Like, I wasn't just one of those people that said, okay, 50 woman, yeah, here we go, because I think a lot of people are just fucking stupid. And you know me.
But there are people who have looked at the same things and have researched things too.
Well, it doesn't sound like it because the verdict that they came up with.
Robbie, he's the only one that be researching shit. Like
a lot of people don't research it. You could tell because the only thing I'll tell you how I know. When someone comes with the same dumbass report, hey, 50 people can't be wrong. Like, dude, okay, so facts don't mean shit.
So these are the type of people you arguing with.
No, these are the type of people I read. See, you keep trying to pigeonhole my social media experience. I will tell you this. I'm all across every social media platforms, even from memes to celebrities, and the same thing. Okay, I see, all right, for example, David Allen Greer. He's on Wendy Williams. Uh-huh. First thing comes out of his mouth, she asked him his opinion on it. You know what this motherfucker said? Well, when 40, 50 people say you did something, you're kind of inclined to believe them. That sounds like a dumb motherfucker that didn't do his research. Not saying that everybody should care, because a lot of people don't care enough. But if you don't care enough, then don't give that stupid ass opinion without doing your research. You know what the definition of critical thinking is?
But she asked him.
Yeah, and that was a dumbass reply that he had. Anyway, you know what the definition of critical thinking is? Critical thinking, the definition is to weigh, investigate the facts, and form an educated opinion. A lot of people don't take that process.
Okay, so what's your opinion on it?
Okay, I'm still getting. You started talking to me. This is a show. We do that.
I gotta get it.
All right. Here's my opinion.
Okay.
Andrea Constad sounds like a fucking liar to me. And I'll tell you why. January 2004, after a night of hanging out with friends, she decides to stop by Bill Cosby's house to discuss the stress she was going through. She gets there. They're having a conversation. Somewhere through that conversation, Bill Cosby pulls out 3 blue pills. He doesn't put them in her drink. He doesn't mash them up in her applesauce. He hands them to her. Andrea said, okay, what are these? What are these for? She says, Bill Cosby says to help you relax. And I'm thinking to myself, and I'm not a pill person. Can't nobody give me shit. I don't even take pills when a doctor prescribes them to me. I'm definitely not going to take 3 blue pills that somebody hands them to you and says, take you relax. How come I can't take one of these motherfuckers? I've been around the drug culture, never been a part of it. But you got these chicks that take an X pill and fucking crack it in half. You're taking 3 full-size pills to help you relax. Okay. You said that he didn't answer you when you asked him what the pills were. So why take them? Okay. Let's just say that you said, okay, I trust you enough to take all of these pills. Okay. She says that she became, she wasn't able to move. She was rendered immobile. She wakes up the next day. She's naked in a room. Andrea goes back to Ontario. She doesn't live here. She didn't live here at the time. She flies back home, makes no allegations, nothing like that. About a month later, she brings her parents to meet Bill Cosby. Brings him to the show. Let's check out. I work for Temple. That's Bill Cosby's alma mater. He's my hero. Let's go meet Bill. That was mid-June. I think it was June or July. June. Okay. After her parents meet him, they go back to Ontario. And about 6 months after that, January 2005, rape allegations. Now, the crazy thing is about erratic behavior after a sexual assault occurs or did not occur, whatever. Now, people defend the way people act afterwards. So it's like it's kind of scary. You got to fucking really look at that now. It's like now they can say, okay, well, they dated for 6 years after before she revealed that she had been raped. Oh, there's a medical explanation for that. It's like, wait a minute, y'all blurring the lines too much for me. I've never known a rape victim to be so forgiving for a certain amount of time. He raped you, but I want my parents to meet him. That doesn't sound a little strange to you?
Oh, you want me to touch this?
Of course. Of course, because everyone who defends, everyone who goes against them, I just want, just a couple of answers. There's a couple of answers I need answered.
Well, it wouldn't be an answer for me. It would just be an opinion. I think, for me.
Well, of course.
And I'm only speaking for me on what I would do. I'm nobody else. Let me make that clear. I'll make that clear for myself. I'm nobody else. There are certain things that I would do that somebody else wouldn't do. There's certain things that somebody else would do that I wouldn't do. This is one of those things. One of those things where, but not to jump off this subject, but I was always one of those kids to say, if I felt something was inappropriate, I would tell my mother. You know what I mean? Like, there's regular, everyday people who are not suing somebody who come and tell their people, like, later on, like, Uncle such and such touched me, or this happened to me when I was little, and this happened. I was never one of those people. I was one of those people if I even thought something was wrong, I'm telling. You know what I mean? Like, so, I don't know. So, but to answer your question, do I think that it's weird to, like, have your family come and see him after you've already woken up and strange shit happened? Obviously, if you don't remember anything, yeah, that's strange. That is.
Yeah, because my question was, if I wake up naked at a motherfucker's house and people laugh when it's reversed, Well, some don't, but a lot of people tend to think that's kind of out of the norm. I wake up naked. I want to know what the fuck happened. I'm not flying to Canada right now. Like, something happened to me here. Like, I'm going to the doctor because if you were raped and you go to the doctor, they take a kid or whatever and they can find out if you were raped. It's like Bill Cosby. Nobody's ever said that he was like striking fear into him or anything like that. It was like he made them scared or he threatened them. So how all of a sudden now you can have a idea, you can think that you've been raped and you don't go and follow the proper procedures. I don't get that. You go home and over a year later and like in between, it's like I wouldn't call it dating, but yes, Cosby's guilty of being a cheating motherfucker. I give him that at the most. He's a cheating motherfucker because there was all types of other relationships. So they weren't dating, but for some reason, a year after this so-called incident, then she finally files charges. And then in the post I made, I did refer to it as a woman scorn because I think something went wrong. I just think that's just me. Anyway, let's go back into it. I've been drinking, y'all. Just bear with me. All right. After the meet and greet, she goes and files charges. That was in January 2005 when she filed a criminal case against Cosby. The DA took a look at it. He got a deposition from Cosby, the one that would come back to burn him years and years later, 14 years later. But they threw it out. A judge and the district attorney listened to the very same incriminating deposition that we listened to in 2018, and they threw the case out. All right, they threw the case out. Andrea signed confidentiality agreement. She took an undisclosed amount of money, which became disclosed after a little while.
How much did you take?
$3.4 million. $3.4 million you took, you accepted, and you signed an agreement that you can't speak. You can't say anything about this ever again. But there was one thing to confidentiality agreements that most people don't know. I did when I researched it. If there's ever a charge into where you have to respond to said case or any similar cases, then all of a sudden the agreement is broken. And that person who sued you can now come back and do it again. But how could you do that? Someone may ask. Why would he do that? You would have to be forced to do that. You would have to, it would have to be a media firestorm for someone to jeopardize their livelihood and bring back that old case. So enter 1, 2, 3, 39, 41, 42. Here come these people. Now all of a sudden, they're all our best friends. Here come the Me Too's. Bam, crack the case open. So now we're about to go back to court. Your denials, you denying that you had anything to do with all these women in a similar case that the confidentiality agreement was signed for, now you've broken it. So now they go to court. A lot of people like to bring up the Cosby confession, air quotations. What Cosby said was, yes, I obtained drugs to administer to my sex partners during sex. He was asked this question. I just found out this a couple days ago. I'm going to put it all out there. I'm not going to just try to have a biased thing so y'all can say, agree with me. No, because I have my own opinion either way. He never said that he gave these women pills unknowingly. And in this particular case, you can't look at the 50 decoys. You have to look at this case. And we won't talk about this all show, so I'm going to just streamline this shit real fast. They go to court, and the confession is out. Okay, yeah, when I get down, I give women pills. But he put them in their hand. Not saying that you can't talk somebody into taking the pills, lying and shit like that. I'm not saying that. But I thought that in order to obtain a conviction, It has to be beyond a reasonable doubt. If I'm sitting on a judge, if I'm sitting on the bench as a judge, and a case came to me, I would be more inclined to get into, okay, the pills were handed to you, though. The pills were put in your hand and you took them. Even the story when she was on Dateline, she was like, I found some water. You got up and went to get some water. He wouldn't even get you a glass. Old Pimpin' Bill gave you the pills and told you to swallow them motherfuckers. You got up and went and got water. I just don't think it's a clear-cut case. And for the people who I've seen these posts on social media, subliminal posts, I don't condone rape. If you are convicted of rape and the case is clear, take your ass to jail. Who gives a fuck? I don't give a fuck if you was Jerry Seinfeld. I don't give a fuck if you were my pops. If you rape somebody, you deserve to go to jail. So don't come at me with that bullshit. I'm just saying, look at the facts on the case. Do you know how strong a case would be for them to convict Harvey Weinstein? They would have to have video evidence. There's no fucking way somebody could tell you, oh, he gave me the pills. Them fucking lawyers would destroy that fucking stance. They would take that shit out. So I'm partly pissed because they chose to make Bill one of the fucking examples. And secondly, I'm pissed because that was the weakest fucking case I've ever fucking seen. The weakest I would have threw the shit out. I know I didn't go to law school. I don't know what the bar is. I thought, I don't know what it is. But if you come to me and tell me that somebody put some pills in your hand and you took them, I'm not just going to take a man's freedom away because I'm going to sit here and think like, you're a grown-ass motherfucking woman. This woman was very intelligent. There's no woman that I can give pills just saying, okay, these will help you relax. What I need to relax for? Why am I need to, Bill? Why the fuck do I need to relax right now, Bill? You didn't ask that question? So no, I'm going to cut it off right here. There's no fucking way I would have convicted him on that weak ass evidence. It would have had to be much more evidence for me to convict somebody of rape and send them to jail at 81 for 3 to 10 years. That's a death sentence over a bitch that can be lying. And yes, I said bitch.
You know what I think we should do? Because we always ask this question and we always say, if it were me, but we have a lot of different people on the show. And I think now we are getting more into, not that we were not before, but I think it's getting serious now. I think it would be interesting to speak to someone, and it may be too deep, I don't know. But I think it would be interesting to speak to someone who may have been in a situation like that before. Mm-hmm. Because I like to give my opinion. But again, if I'm not in your situation, I don't know how that's going to go. Because like I said, different people do different things. And sometimes in life, we do different things when we're put in that situation. Mm-hmm. So for all the questions that we ask sometimes, like, why would you, or who would, or, I think those questions are better asked to someone who is on the opposite side of us. I've never been in that situation. I've never been raped. I'm sure you've never ever been raped.
We'll discuss that later on.
I woke up. No, seriously. Not
staying on the serious side. Yeah, I know you guys could be a little
not laughing at anyone. Not seriously, but I think it would be informative to have someone who would feel comfortable with it. If not, then we move on. But to have someone who's been in a situation like that explain kind of how that goes or how they feel, or just to get a better judge of things.
I got a couple of people that I would ask because I know a couple of people have been going through some of that. I know a couple of people who've been through that, so I will. And if they don't feel comfortable about it, then we'll move on, because I definitely think that this is something that should be discussed. But it's just hard. Like, I don't know if people are just. I mean, some people are open. If you go to Facebook with it, I'm sure you'll discuss it with people.
Yeah, I think it's important to do that, to get the other side of the questions that you may have, or what's going on with people, or why people do this or why people do that.
All right. I definitely want to know because one of the things I will ask them though, even though we're not judges, I don't know a judge. I doubt if we can get a judge to come on, in the near future. But I would definitely want to know with that case put together because, like I said, I'm not condoning rape. That would be the dumbest shit you would ever hear me say. I will never take that route. I think our women should be protected. I don't think that men, whether in power or even the fucking trash man, should have the right to take something from you, especially that. But the justice system just pisses me off so much. Like on cases across the board, some things are just like, okay, for this person, it'll be different. For you, we'll just take this and, that's enough. That's all we need. You know what I mean? And the media tries cases these days too. Like one thing that people don't want to put out there is that your mind is made up when you listen to years and years of the same thing. It's kind of like some people, and just like I said earlier, I'm not accusing everybody of being stupid. I'm not accusing everybody of not doing their research. But if you're going to have opinions on very serious topics and your opinions are going to be strong, I really think that you should look at the facts of the case. Now, I mean, we're reading depositions. Okay, some people can lie in the deposition, but that's what the court system goes off of. So look in there and see what you don't agree with and then form your opinion. If you've never read the deposition, the full timeline and got into the story, then I don't think your opinion should be so strong. And that's just how I feel.
Well, people going to have opinions either way. But
some are stupid.
People have opinions that say opinion. I will say this. I think, not speaking about the rape thing because I'm not going to touch that. What I will say is,
I know why.
I'm not going to touch it. But what I will say is,
Bill Cosby didn't touch it either.
He did. but what I will say is,
follow my breast.
There's a reason why, and this is just my opinion and my theory. There's a reason why Oprah did not try to buy shit. She got her own shit. It's kind of like one of those situations where your parents told you those opportunities that you think you have to work 10 times harder to get those. Not a little bit. You have to work 10 times harder. And it's just crazy when I see not only actors or comedians or whoever, or even black politicians who feel like, well, I'm in the club now, so I can basically do the same things that you do. Mm-hmm. And then when they try to do the same things that other people do, mm-hmm. they get in trouble. They get told on for money laundering, mm-hmm. or they get told on for, just look, they get locked up. They get locked up when you when you think you are part of the club and you find out that you're not. I don't care how great you've been to the community. Mm-hmm. I don't care how much you have brought people together. I don't care how you changed the face or the look of black people or whoever you're trying to change the look of. When you take certain steps, the same people who you thought you were in the club with are hanging you out to dry. Mm-hmm. Now, are they hanging you out to dry with lies or real information or whatever? I don't know. But what I do know is they hang you out to dry. And most of the time, the black people are the one that's going to jail. So this shit,
I agree,
does not shock me. It doesn't. Like I said, I'm not touching that. What I am touching is sometimes when you talk about people, your people, and you say certain things mm-hmm. because you feel like, let me reach out to you and let me teach you and let me do this and let me do that. Mm-hmm. And then you do that and you find out the people who were supposed to help you turn on you. Mm-hmm. And nobody's really backing you but the black people that you were like, that you were actually acting with or you were actually working with. Those people are backing you. But it's just, there are just certain things that you can't do, which is why I say, big ups to Oprah. Because it's kind of like, I know what I'm not going to touch and what I will touch. I know what I'm not going to try to interfere with this when I go ahead and get my own shit. And it's big. And it's just as big. And it's just as great. Because I once you try to make little steps to change whiteness, yeah, you're going to feel that.
Well, I'll tell you this right now, and I do agree with everything you just said. When I get to that position, because it's coming, this will be our launch pad to bigger things, because I'm a type of person that thinks, okay, once I get in the door, I'm everywhere. I don't give a fuck. What I will do is keep my fucking nose clean. One thing people don't understand about Barack Obama, the fucking country, even though a lot voted for him, they hated that motherfucker.
Yeah.
They hated him. But the only thing they could find on him was college blunt pictures.
Yeah.
Do you think that if they couldn't get this man in some type of sex scandal or anything to get him out of there that they wouldn't have?
He was like, ha!
They would have photoshopped some shit if it had looked real enough. They didn't like him. And that's one of the things, and people just think I'm this conspiracy theorist. That's the reason they looked at Bill Cosby. They looked back at that case. They knew about it. There's nothing that you can hide from them, air quotations. They saw the confidential. People just think I'm crazy. They knew there was a confidentiality agreement in place, and they knew exactly how to break it. And now that man will probably die in prison. The NBC thing, people say, you got a lot of people going back and forth with that one. Some say no. Some say, you know what I mean, he was. Some say no. Oh, he didn't have the money, but those people don't even know how money works. Just like you can have a net worth of $3,000 and get a fucking $10,000 loan, this man is $500 million strong. You can get a little bit of American Express will fuck with you. You know what I mean? He could buy what the fuck he wanted to buy. So, no, we don't know in detail what went on with that situation, but don't be so fucking small-minded to think that this man was not powerful enough to make that happen. And on the other hand, don't be small-minded and think that the powers that be didn't want to see it. That's the only thing The only thing I'm saying in this case really made me think, and like I said, it's not for everybody. I'm not pointing at everybody, but some people just couldn't just form their own opinion and just try to look below the surface of the shit because.
But some people did. Some people
yeah,
did. You know,
I know some.
It's kind of like information. You could take whatever information you want in your head, do whatever you want to it. It's kind of like none of this shit makes sense. But why? You know, if I didn't do shit, I'm not paying you. I didn't do shit. Mm-hmm. I didn't do shit. There's plenty of people who, if they didn't do shit, I didn't do it. Period. Whether I got money or not, I'm not paying you. I didn't do it. Some
people have to.
But
I used to have the same stance you did. There have been a lot of payouts just because this motherfucker will tarnish what you have going on.
It has, but there's been a lot of people who haven't done it and took the risk on shit. Either you gonna tarnish me, either you got something to tarnish me, or you fucking don't. I'm the
type of person that'll research all of those to see how it worked out for him.
But, and you could, but point blank period, whether it did that to them or not, whether they said I'm not paying you, I'm not doing this shit at all.
Hey, the most recent experience with Kevin Hart getting extorted. He said $10 million. You know what? Fuck that. I'm gonna get on Twitter tomorrow and put it out there by myself and get in front of it. Worked for him. But when you do it silently and those scandals started to creep up, because it was one of Kevin Hart's best friends, some guy that he had handed numerous opportunities to. I can't think of his name. They were like real buddies.
I remember we talked about it.
And this motherfucker said, okay, we about to extort you for $10 million. Had the chick all in line and everything. And he got out in front of it like, you know what? You're not getting shit. He handled that like the way I probably would handle it. You know, because when someone tries to do that to you, if you don't get out in front of it, it could come and bite you in the ass. Bill Cosby, he from the old school though. He has this perfect daddy image. He should have came out and like, look, I'm not going to say bitch because I'm a hood dude. He should have came out like, look, I've had numerous extramarital affairs. I've used sex and drugs with other women. I've engaged in that type of activities. And I guarantee you he would not be in jail right now.
And then he should. You know what? Like, and this is what I'm saying, because I try to think like, the reason why I'm not touching this, I know people like, Bianca, you normally say something. The reason why I'm not touching this is because I'm like 50-50 on it. And that's the reason why I haven't said anything on Facebook about it. I'm like 50-50 on this shit. Like, I am. I feel like I'm sticking to what I said. When you, whether you did it or whether you did not do it, this is what happens. Your dirty laundry gets aired. The same way you were airing black people's dirty laundry, like about what the fuck they do and what they say.
I don't like that.
But you don't have to.
I don't like that.
But you don't have to, because it's my opinion. Like, I mean, because
a lot of people try to say, "Oh, he doesn't like black." That has nothing to do with a man.
I don't think he didn't like black people, and that's not what I said. But let me speak. That's not what I said. I didn't say he didn't like black people, and I don't think that he has this hatred for black people. I don't think that. But what I'm saying is, this is what happens when you say certain shit, and then, I mean, but that's with anybody. This is with anybody. This is what happens when you get to that level. Like you said, whether you got this great daddy image or not, maybe it would have been better if you just came out and said, like, I know, although I have this image, I'm not perfect. I am not perfect. These are, I mean, not to even put all your business out there, but just to say, I'm telling you this because I'm not perfect. I'm telling you this because of this, that, and the third. Yes, I said this, that, and the third, and I'm pretty sure y'all already know about that. But but then maybe you would have been more like, okay, we understand. We get that. We
You fucked up, nigga.
Yeah.
That's what we came with it.
You fucked up.
Yeah.
And we all fuck up before so you can say, okay, me personally, I take better lessons from somebody who will tell me I fucked up. This is what I did, and this is why you shouldn't do that, because I've been there. Mm-hmm. I'm like, hell yeah. Mm-hmm. You really know. Not to say I wouldn't take it from somebody who hasn't done it and just like, don't do it. Mm-hmm. But it's just when somebody tells you what they did in their story. Like I'm starting to read Jennifer Lewis's book, and if you haven't read it, please go out and get it. It's amazing. But she basically put her shit out there. She said, you know what? The most dangerous person to fuck with is somebody who lives in their truth. And not just living in their truth like on Facebook, like people quote and say, I live in my truth. Whatever. People who really go out and say, shit, this is me. This is my dirt. Because you can't hold that against me. Mm-hmm. I'm untouchable. You cannot hold this shit against me. Mm-hmm. I've told you everything. I think the reason why D-Ray is one of my favorite comedians because he did the same damn thing. He's like, you niggas ain't about to talk about me or about to say nothing about me. Shit, I'm telling you. Mm-hmm. So if I tell you, you can't dangle shit over my head and try to mm-hmm. threaten me or blackmail me. Shit, I already done let the shit out. Mm-hmm. Powerful. And even hearing that made me pay attention to Jennifer Lewis way more. Just hearing that. It's certain things that come with truth that make you, especially with celebrities, that makes you listen more or want to know more or even want to protect them more being in that position. So we ain't gonna talk about Bill Cosby all day. That's just my take on it.
We will get off of that. Bianca got off easy. She didn't give her take.
I'm 50-50. I mean, what can I say?
Hey, but you know what? As a judge, even if they were 50-50, then you're supposed to acquit.
But
because there has to be overwhelming evidence on either side, and that's what pisses me off. So we'll get off of it.
Yeah, I'm not a judge. So I'm just.
You are a judge of your own opinion.
I'm just a spectator.
All righty. Hey.
Because Bill wasn't sending me none of that cash.
He sure wasn't. I will wrap this up by saying it was a sad ending. It is because you know what? The part of me that is acting off emotions from the old Bill that we know, that we thought we knew or whatever you may say from the Cosby Show is that in the end, like he went in alone. You know what I mean? That was just fucked up. Like his wife stayed through him through all that. But you didn't come to court. His kids didn't come to court. Like this old man got locked up by himself. Anyway.
I think he knew not to keep going, but I think he knew he was going. I mean, he knew he was going. I think that's why they didn't come. I think he didn't want them to see him like that. Like,
if I was Bill with $400 million, I would already had a bunker built. They would have never found me. I don't need no cell phones. I have a house phone, that motherfucker. You can't track this bitch.
I was shocked he did that.
I won't say I was shocked that he did it, but I know me. Like, I'm the type of motherfucker, if they tell me I got to do 6 consecutive weekends for driving while suspended, you just got to catch me.
Oh, listen. I thought they was going to try to get you, girl.
You just got to catch me, dude. Like, I'm still one of them people. I have not, like, committed even so much as a traffic violation in the past maybe 15 years, but I still got that mentality.
I thought they was going to get you girls back there. Run! I was like, you have a collect call. I was like, let's do the show real quick. 15 minutes.
I just be like, I ain't driving no more. Hey, I'll pay motherfucker to take me to work, bro. $100 a week, whatever you need. Hey, I got to get there to make this paper.
Listen, I'm about to get in that car. Hey, stop, mate.
All right, something funny. Let's get into some funny stuff. I'm not doing this with Bianca. I'm not doing it. We getting off the legal stuff because
help me. They got your girl locked up. Go ahead. Put the phone up so that way I can do my part.
I'm like, what's your bond? Depending on how much it is, I will either hear you or not hear you. Like, I can't hear you. What you saying?
Yeah, I'll be like, no, I'm gonna be here for a minute. Go ahead, hook the shit up. Just put it up to the phone. Put the phone up to my microphone. So
we're gonna drop a mixtape with you on the phone like they did back in the day with rappers.
They'd be like, why does she sound so funny? Bitch, because I'm locked up.
Hey, y'all, usually we discuss the topics that we're going to have on the show beforehand, but I'm just shocking her with these. It's just something that I found funny. And hopefully one day Bianca does this to me. I just don't want to know what we're talking about. And the reason why that would be so big is because I'm like a control freak. My shit has to be scripted. I have to know what I'm saying. So I'm putting it in their mind to be like, dude, research. I know you have a much busier life than me with a kid and things like that.
Listen, Ron.
But just one day do it.
Ron can sleep in bed till 3.
I didn't wake up till 3 o'clock today,
y'all. He can sleep
in
bed till 3. Y'all want to know what time I woke up? I had to go to work today. But you know what time I woke up? At 7. And I had to.
In the morning?
And I got up and did OT because we're behind. Like, you know what? I have to tell people, too. Let me tell you what a demanding job is. A hard job is a job where you work hard at work. A demanding job is a job where you have to take that work home. Like, if I could just leave work and be like, shit, I'm not at work. But if I had to be like, I'm at home and I still got to use the laptop and get it work. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That is a demanding job. Now, did I pick this? Yes, I picked this. I actually got lucky with my job. I actually love my job. I have no issue. I need more money, which is another reason why I'm in school. Ding. Mm-hmm. Another thing where my time goes. I would really love to, I told myself, I said, I need to try to plan more time to do this, to research and get into everything. But man, listen, geology is killing me right now. If anyone has taken geology, college courses, please assist me because I know about the earth. I know we live in it. And I know, and it's some other shit that I'm just like, I just don't get it. And Ron is like, well, I looked up this. I'm like, damn, well, I really need to get into it. I tell you what, I cracked up with a marketing book. I just need to get the time. But I am interested when Ron comes and he tells me this happened. And like, okay, that's a lie. Because 50% of it I know. And then the other 50, I'm like, really? Did that? Let me look it up now. So this might be one of those things.
I'm one of those people where I can't wait to get the time. Like, because I'm not a big book person as far as like stories. Maybe you might get me with what they call it, autobiography or something like that.
I was like, yeah, listen to it on your phone. I hate that though.
I'll get into those maybe, but I just like reading about the stories. Like first of all, I'm one of those people where I'm always on Facebook, but trust me, when I wake up, I get on my laptop. I go to TMZ. I go to New York Post. I go to the Shade Room. I go on MSN. Every fucking day within the first hour, I know every fucking story that has been reported from the time I went to bed to the time I woke up. I'm one of those people. I like reading that type of shit, and I like to get in depth with it. I'll read a story, then I'll fucking Google it and read more. I'm one of those people, and I hate the fact that I don't have the time to but I want to be the Black Rush Limbaugh. Well, I know you don't love him. I was about to say hate him or love him, but most people hate this motherfucker. But one thing you can't say about him is that he wasn't a smart person. Well, he is. Like, the motherfucker's still alive. But I want to get into that type of shit. Like, I really want to, like, really drive topics. Like, one of my heroes is, and black people were like, why you like this motherfucker? Because he changed the game. Howard Stern is like he's a fucking genius. Even though I got to tell you this, I never told you this. Howard Stern is one of my broadcasting heroes, like one of the biggest. Only because he came in radio and did what the fuck he wanted to do. He fucking walked into radio stations with naked women, people with fucking disabilities, whatever. He made fun of everything. There was no holds barred with him. That's why they called him the original shock jock. But Howard Stern was quoted as saying he doesn't like podcasts. And it confused me because I'm like, you love broadcasting so much. Why wouldn't you like podcasts? He looks down on podcasts because he feels that, okay, anybody can do this. Which is conflicting for me because when you walked into a broadcasting room, when you first got your first gig, you had to work your way up from like whatever, mailroom, whatever the fuck. You had no training. And I could be wrong if y'all say he did have training, but as far as what he says, I watched a David Letterman interview with him, and he said how he got in the game, and it was just like he forced his way in there. So one of these days, I want to meet you, Howard. When we blow, I'm going to say, podcast, nigga. And you know me.
He going to say, fuck your podcast.
Hey, I don't give a fuck because we'll already have our audience by then.
But then, okay, it's we have to remember him saying that he doesn't like podcasts is like, I'll get on this. Comedians saying they don't like internet comedians. Mm-hmm. That's like saying they don't like, singers. Mm-hmm. Because you can easily just upload a video mm-hmm. and you get all this attention on YouTube and you become Queen Naija, for instance, mm-hmm. who you become a sensation, or reality shows Cardi B when you just become, so maybe, and I'm not trying to say that these people didn't work on their craft outside of this, but I am saying the internet and reality TV shows gave you your big break for you to do this stuff. Yeah. And so people may say, comedians they funny, but they're internet funny. Mm-hmm. Like, are they didn't have to do what we had to do, and even though he just came in the studio and did his own thing, yeah, it still could have been hard for him to actually get taken serious. Because a lot of people still don't take him serious. So, I mean, you know what I mean? But he could be saying that because he's right. You could create a podcast. Yeah, but I mean, with that podcast,
you scared me there.
But because anybody can do it, but that doesn't mean that your podcast is going to jump, though.
Exactly, and that's exactly what I was about to say. It's like you really have to put in work to do a podcast. If you're not a celebrity, you can't just drop a podcast and the shit just goes through the roof. When you are a regular working class person and you're trying to get a podcast off the ground, first of all, whatever niche you're going in, whether it's comedy, whether it's news, it could be politics, whatever, you have to be good at it. And what I mean by conflicting is, if you don't like podcasts, then why in the hell did you go to satellite radio? A lot of podcasts are being picked up on satellite radio because they can go, and it's not your regular radio programming. You know what I mean? Because radio is on the downslide. Like, people don't know, like, unless you're like of the Breakfast Club and all these big major radio stations that pop nationwide, local radio is dying. And that's because of streaming services and satellite radio, of course, too. It's like people can actually choose what they want to listen to. Back in the day, Howard Stern is like 100 years old. You only thing you could do is turn on the radio because 8 tracks only had 4 songs on them. You're going to get tired. You're going to have to turn the radio on. I respect Howard. I can't wait to meet him one day, and I will tell him that, hey, look, buddy, podcasts have grown. Now, one thing I want to say, I'm going to add a little segue here when you added about the internet. And this is someone, I'm old school, but the ladies might know a new singer. I don't know if he's new or not, but he's popping now, Jacquees.
Oh, yeah. They they know. We know.
And I got an opinion on that later. But I got to say this. He recently had to remove his Trip remix off of the internet because it overshadowed the original made by LMA. And that was the first time I started to think about the internet and think about, I never looked at it that way because I think this may be a first. I think this may be the first time that a remix, an unauthorized remix, mind you, actually overshadowed the artist to where they got to the point to where they're like, hey, look, you fucking my views up, buddy. Like, they really think that this is your shit. You know what I mean? They think your shit's the remix and it's made by the original artist. How do you feel about that? Or did you even know?
No, I heard about it and people were mad. Like, why should he have to remove it? Nigga, remove that shit. I mean,
I agree with that.
People have to understand. First of all, Ella wasn't the one who told him to remove it. So when people were like, "Oh, she just did it," you have to understand there is more than just the artist that's getting paid off of this song. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like if you had a job and you're doing this job to the best of your ability to get paid, and then somebody else comes along and does the same job that you're doing just with somebody else. Mm-hmm. And this shit starts taking your money. So regardless on how well they're doing your job, they're taking your fucking money. Who's really going to say, well, even though I'm over here working, they doing it better than me so they can have my money? No one.
Shout out to him for taking my,
you know what I'm saying?
Streams.
They're doing great. I love theirs too. You're going to be like, nah, I don't give a fuck whether they doing my job better. Sometimes to get people to understand, you have to put them in the fucking position that the other person is in.
Exactly.
Let's say you have a fucking $100 and I come take 80 of that shit. You left with 20. Mm-hmm. Are you going to be mad or are you going to say, well, you deserve that too? No. You're going to be fucking mad. Mm-hmm. That was her song. Regardless of if the remix was great or not, that was her song. Other people are getting paid off of this song. I've heard this happen plenty of times, and it just didn't make the media. But I've heard artists do this a lot. Mm-hmm. And other people have told them, well, you got to remove this because technically that's my song. Mm-hmm. And you're taking, you know, you're basically taking my streams. You're taking my downloads. You're taking, and not to say that your stuff isn't great. But which is odd to me because I'm thinking as an artist, you should understand that shit too because you wouldn't want somebody to do that to you.
Yeah, exactly. That's just like, all right, one thing I will say is I had a conversation with this young guy at work and I told him, and he was talking, I'd be lying if I say what I remember or what we were talking about originally in the beginning. But I told him, like, as far as, because I always tell them what we're trying to do, like as far as the podcast and things like that. And I've always said, and I've always been a believer in, someone's always going to do the hard work, like come up with the blueprint. And the next person will profit. Right. It's not fair, but if you do 90% of the work and there's a person that sees that, not saying that he might not even know you. Like, the person doesn't have to know you, but if you see a blueprint, an untapped market, somebody, most of the time, somebody like created that niche. And you only have to do 10% of the work now. And the general public will just see you all of a sudden. There's always going to be somebody that did most of the work or actually carved this niche. And then the person that you see doing it will be I won't say just bid it because there was still more work to do, but it's just easier. So yeah, I feel bad for her. And that point is the social media is so trendy now. People will probably look at her as a hater. And that's what I meant earlier in the show about people not doing their research. Some people will just see that headline. Oh, LMA's mad at Jaquise because she got more streams than him. You know how social media outlets, what is it? What is a couple of them? You might see the Shade Room or a site like that, like Create This Beat. When they don't know, like, LMA is a signed artist. Like, no matter how she felt about it, you have people over you that have you signed to a record deal.
And then
they want to maximize your profits. He's stealing from that. Right. So it was their call. Like, right. It's way up there.
Right, because the cover that he did, I think the producer was like 10 Summers. The cover that he did, that Jacquees did, was he didn't just put it out there, because people do covers all the time. Let's just keep it real. Sometimes I listen to other people's covers more than I listen to the original song. I'm a cover person. If you have a good cover, I'm going to listen to it. Mm-hmm. But when people do covers, they do it just so you can listen. He did it to make money. He was making money off mm-hmm. of his cover. Mm-hmm. You can't fucking do that. Mm-hmm. You can't do that. I mean, no offense, people, but if you were to think that that's okay, you have to be slow. Like, you have to use the same, and it's your opinion, but you still have to be slow. Because it's about money. It's about taking...
She's thinking like I think now.
Well, because it's about taking... Because one thing we can all agree on as humans is money. Yeah. And no one, I don't care who you are, no one wants anyone to take money away from them. You could have money, you still don't want people to take money from you. You can not have money, and you definitely don't want people to take money from you. So this is one thing that as humans we can all agree on, because we all have to pay for shit, and we all have to find a way to keep revenue coming in order to take care of the things that we take care of. So this should be the most simplest shit. It's money. It's different if he was just doing a cover and he put that shit on YouTube and he was making absolutely no money off of this. If he would just put this cover on YouTube and it's just like, hey, just listen. But it wasn't just listen. It was streaming and downloads, and I'm making money off this stream and download. So you making money off somebody else's fucking song. Yeah, not just her. Somebody produced, actually made the beat. Yeah, somebody may have written it. Yeah. Yeah, the writers. There's a lot of people. There was a whole team behind that song, and you basically taking food off of all of their tables. And making money off somebody else's hard work. So if you write a book or you write a song, and it's a great song, and you're like, I'm going to put this out so I can make some money. And I come along like, shit, that shit sound good. Let me do this shit. Mm-hmm. And I just sing the song that you wrote. And I take money from you and nobody else is buying it from you. Mm-hmm. Don't tell me you wouldn't be pissed. Yeah, and I totally understand it because, all right, I'm coming from a place of being an old man. I didn't know who the fuck, did you say Jacquees? It ain't Jacquees? Yeah, it's Jacquees. I didn't know who this cat was. Let's see, I said cat, so y'all know I'm a little older. I didn't know who he was until like maybe 2 weeks ago, but apparently he's been popping before. So you take a guy like me who runs across, say if you come across it on a mixtape or come across it while browsing the internet or whatever, and you're not familiar with LMA, you're thinking that's his shit. Right. So yeah, he's making all the money, he's getting the attention for it, so yes, it should have came down. And like I said, I've never seen it happen before. Or if I did, I didn't know because, you know what I mean? It's happened. Like I said, it's just for this one when I read this one, I was like, people are really upset about this. Like, it's happened before. And the only thing you do is remove the shit. Yeah. Like, I've seen people have businesses and they use somebody else's logo. And you have to think, there's millions upon billions upon zillions of logos out here. So when you make your company, you just think, this is what I'm using. Mm-hmm. And somebody else will come along and say, hey, we're using that. And exactly. You look and you say, damn, y'all are using that. You know what the fuck you do? You remove it and start over again. That's what you do. Exactly. Because that's somebody else's artwork. Even if you didn't see it and that was just your idea, somebody came up with it first. That just means that as a creative person, if you are that good, you're going to come up with something that may be even better. Exactly. That's what artists do. Singers, songwriters, actors, like that's art. This is what this is. So how can you not respect somebody else's art? It's kind of, I don't get it. Exactly. And this takes me into something I saw a couple days ago. I guess this is like divine intervention because it ties right into this. Do you remember the term when everybody was saying on fleek? Yeah. Yeah. It got ran into the ground. I was about to say, I thought we were over it. You brought it back up. It is because I saw a video recently and I had no idea because I was just hearing it. And I'm one of those old schools. Trust me, if y'all follow my social media, Ronald Bird on regular Facebook, OG Ron is my like page.
there's a person behind that word. And her name is Peaches Monroe. And BET has this little, I guess it's just on YouTube or something like that. It's called I Went Viral. And it's just kind of telling the stories about somebody said something or did something and it went viral, but nobody knows the person. So they had an interview with Peaches Monroe. She was the girl, in case you didn't know, and her video had like 30 million like on Facebook and like who knows on Instagram and other social media outlets. But they were asking her like how does she feel about, and she said that when she said it, she was referring to her eyebrows. And then of course instantly, you didn't see the video either? There was a girl behind that. I saw the video, like, I won't say it was like immediately when the word started popping, but I've seen the video. Like, people had it on Facebook. And then immediately, like, tons of internet stores, like makeup and eyebrows and all that stuff, they started using the word and they, like, profited huge. I'm talking about, you can find, well, I don't know if they changed the name now, according to the times, because everything goes so fucking fast, but. Yeah, people like made a ton of profit off of that.
Yeah, no, because okay. So what I do remember is Fleek did come from eyebrows. Mm-hmm. I remember because they used to say that's the only time I heard it at first. When they used to say your eyebrows on Fleek. Mm-hmm. Yeah, now that I do remember, but
there was a girl behind it, Peaches Monroe. I found out about that. I was actually doing research. Peaches is the one that started that shit. I saw the video a long time ago and it was so funny because everything she said, I don't know where she's from. I should have researched that, but she had I won't say weird, but she had an accent. And just the way she was pronouncing her words was funny as hell. But
was she the one who, okay, I was going to say, no, I don't think that's her. I was about to say, was she the one who was on the Plies video? The real hitter video.
I have no idea.
On that video, he had a lot of Instagram, social media sensations on his video, and I thought that was her. Okay, it may not.
I don't know if I saw it on her, but when I saw the video, I just wondered like how would I feel, like if I started something, even if it was with a word, and everybody profits except you. See, now she has her own businesses. And I think I watched the video. I watched most of it because you were coming, so I had to stop. I had to stop bullshitting and get the equipment together. But yeah, I wonder how would I feel if I just created something and I couldn't profit. Like that has to be like most of the time, like not 15 minutes of fame or anything like that, but just think along the lines of that. It's just like most of the time, most people, you only have a few opportunities. You only have a few windows of opportunity to just blow and make a lot of money. And if you take a strike behind one, it's like that would probably it would probably bother me for a minute. It probably would, but like, damn, everybody's trying to get rich. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, well, I don't want to be rich. I want to be comfortable. Well, I'm one of them niggas who want to be rich. And if one of those things like fail, if I wasn't thinking enough to say, okay, I'm going to coin this phrase and like people have to pay me, you can't like have my name, Eyebrow, because Eyebrows on Fleek was one of these companies, internet companies that like blew the fuck up behind the exact phrase that she coined.
But the only thing about that is, and that's what makes the internet so hard, right? Mm-hmm. Because you don't know what you're doing if what you're doing is going to blow. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, so you can spend all the money on Fleek, right? Mm-hmm. And you spend the money. This is mine. This is my work. This is our copyright. This work. This is what I want to do. And spend all this money for this shit, and nobody uses it. Mm-hmm. So you just took all this shit. You just spent everything on this work that nobody's using. Hey, girl, we ain't worried about you. Because unless you are a superstar or you say, I want you to say this all the time. Because we all know, only thing I do is get a superstar to do some shit. Niggas is running. And let me say, not just niggas. People are running because that's the first thing that they do.
Niggas is running.
That's the first thing they do. Oh my God, she sounds late. So, but you don't know which one of these things that you're doing is if it's going to pop or not. Now, what she could have did, as soon as it got big, she could have did that. As soon as she started hearing people, and I don't know how long it took, but as soon as she started hearing a few people use it, she could have showed her video, the date and time of her video, and then she could have just started. She just could have started, like, actually, like, going through the process of owning that term, the same way Evelyn did when she, bitch, you a non-factor, and everybody went to say not, but she got money, so of course you could go and coin the phrase because you got money. But when you don't know if that's going to happen, she said that too. Like, I didn't know that she was going to, and it did. Everybody used it. Everybody had shirts that said the shit. Hashtags.
That's the crazy part about the internet. Like, back before the internet was going, well, not just the internet. Let's just say social media, because social media drives everything else. At first, the internet wasn't social media. You ask a young person, they just think internet and social media just go hand in hand.
Yeah, the internet is like, hey, okay, we're more serious than this.
Yeah.
Don't just tag us.
Don't just demean what I mean to the world.
Like, we're a business.
Yeah.
We're actual business here.
I remember going on sites like Stumble Upon just to fucking figure out what's on this motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, these are my interests. What websites can I check out that I might enjoy?
AOL used to tell me all the time. It used to give you like, boop, like little things. And you're like, oh, what is this site?
Exactly.
What is this?
See, kids, they don't do that now. Some do. Let me take that back. Some kids are just so internet savvy now, they actually create their own worth. And before I go to the next topic, I got to bring this up. When I have my nieces and nephews over, I have a spare bedroom, and sometimes they just want to go in there and chill, and sometimes I just fucking send them in there because they're getting on my nerves. But when I walk in, like, they're watching things that are very different from what I used to watch when I was young. I walk in and, like, they're just watching people. Like, they may be dancing, or they might be doing little, like, what do you call it, pranks on people or something like that. But most of all, they're just living their life in front of the camera. And I walk in and they'll say, oh, you ain't heard of so-and-so and so-and-so? I'm like, who the fuck are these people? And kids know them. Like, I'm like, what the you mean to tell me that I could just tape everything I do, whether it's, and the shit I say, that wasn't that exciting. They were just basically, it were 3 kids in a room, maybe teenagers, 13, 14, the oldest 16. And they will sit and watch that for hours.
YouTubers, and this is what, and people who do not get on YouTube a lot don't understand how powerful YouTube is. Because YouTube for us was watching videos. Like, we want to, I didn't know this song had a video. Listening to music and watching videos. No.
It's much more than that.
People who have YouTube channels have real live, like, YouTube is like the internet in itself. It's like when I want to know how to do something on my car or in a house, or I try to fix my garage door and I fixed it thanks to YouTube. YouTube, and not just that. I noticed my best friend, his son, loves YouTube, and it was the same thing like you. So he's downstairs from the game, and I'm just thinking he's playing the game. I'm like, what are you doing? And I see kids on the screen. I'm like, okay, this is cool, And it's not like they're just recording themselves just with a phone. Like, no, they have the whole setup. Like, they actually bought the whole setup. And I'm like, what are they doing? And he's like, oh, this is such and such, this is such and such, this is such and such. They're best friends. And and I'm like, no, these kids can't be like, they're not actors. They're just kids. They have to be kids. But he knew the whole storyline, and not just them, other kids. And I'm just thinking, wow.
Exactly.
Like, wow, this is interesting. My son likes to watch the people play with McDonald's toys. On YouTube.
And those people are making money.
Yeah.
I saw a post today, and I wish I had saved it so I can know the kid's name, but they've become, first of all, the post said, and I don't know who they are, but it said they are the number one viewed like family on YouTube, and they have toys in Walmart now. It's like now they've taken their brand and just made toys. It's like, matter of fact, did it say Ryan's Racing or something like that? I'm like, wow. And another thing, before we get off of this, maybe about 4 years back, a friend of mine I used to go by, and her grandson was always on his laptop. So I go by there. You know how, well, you don't know how I am, but I'm about to tell you. I go in, I punch on him a little bit. You know what I mean? Never paid attention to the computer, but every once in a while I would just go sit back there, like just chill, watch TVs on his laptop and like glued to it. So I finally said, dude, what are you watching? And he had headphones on, so that's why I never knew. And I found out that he was watching, what's the name? I can't remember the name of the game. I've noticed every time I try to think of something on the show, it never happens. I always figure it out after it's over, but he was just watching people play video games.
Yeah.
And the crazy part was, there was an Xbox One in the room. He preferred to watch other people play video games instead of actually playing them himself. And right then, right there, all the way back like early 2014, maybe January, I Googled it and realized how huge of a fucking thing this is. Mm-hmm. Like, people just make an account, say, hey, I'm good at this game. I'm going to record myself playing it every fucking day. People are going to watch me, and I'm going to get rich. I was like, I am too old. I wish I grew up in this generation. I would probably have a few bucks in the bank by now.
Like, yeah. So sometimes I understand when people who do certain stuff say get upset and get mad at. It's kind of like when we get mad at music, at artists, and we're thinking like they're horrible or they this and they that, and they didn't really have to do nothing to get here, and it's like instant success. Mm-hmm. But I also think with instant success, it is after you get it, it still takes some. It still takes some knowledge. It still takes some hard work because you get it. We know a lot of people who have become successful overnight. Mm-hmm. They didn't stay that long.
Yeah.
So for you to have longevity, it takes some work. Whether you get it now or not, you could come out with 5 songs and then later on, like, no one's heard of you anymore.
Yeah, the crazy thing about the internet, though, and I've noticed that just by doing a lot of thinking about what I see on there, and noticing just on a really small scale about what I used to do on the internet. It's like, okay, you can post some things to YouTube and then share them on your Facebook page. And when you're doing skits, you want that immediate response. And if you don't have a huge following, it might not be what you want. So, okay. Then let's just say you might come back to your fucking page 2 years later, and all of a sudden you got 50,000 views because something that was popular came up. You had those words in your tagline, and all of a sudden they're like, oh shit. It's like the internet can just, man, the internet could blow you up like crazy years later. It's like it doesn't have to happen then. It's like the internet is always searching and searching and searching. They might not find you when you want them to find your ass, but it never leaves. Like they always say, hey, don't put it on the internet because it ain't going nowhere.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you remember the one, I don't know if he's a YouTuber, he probably is. Latino couple, like real big on Facebook. They always like post their arguments and just things they're talking about. I was kind of new to him, but like he posted a video and I guess they actually showed like his girl, and I'm not being a perv. They actually showed his girl this time, and it was like they showed her butt. You know, like it blew up, like boom, like everybody was like, damn, I didn't know she was thick like that. They already had a following, but they never saw her. It's like they always standing up or sitting down arguing or something like that. He deleted it because of all the attention that her butt was getting. So I guess she was uncomfortable with it. You know what I mean? Because y'all just, you know what I'm saying? Now you objectifying her. Right. So he deleted it. But I'll be damned if at least once a week I don't see that video that somebody else saved and put it out there. It's like, he deleted it from his page.
Yeah.
But I see her butt every week. It's still out there. It's like somebody's going to save your shit right now as soon as you post it. And they're going to keep on. It's like it's going to live on forever. It's the internet. Nothing dies on the internet.
But you also get what you ask for. I mean, sometimes what you asking for, you get it in different ways. It doesn't necessarily mean, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen how you want it to happen. You wanted them arguments to get big. But you got more than them arguments, though. You got the ass. You
got that big ass. The ass got big. But
said,
they they are a funny couple. They really are. Like, both of them. Like, these motherfuckers are hilarious.
I gotta see them. I don't know what I don't know.
I follow them on Facebook. I got to come up with a name. But if you see them, you know what's real about them? Like, first of all, I say they're Latinos, but it's like the arguments, even though most of them, so I probably go as far to say all of them, they're scripted. It's like they know what they're going to talk about. But the shit that they argue about is so relatable. It's hilarious. It's like they don't come with no off-the-wall shit. It's like, I just argued with my nigga about that shit the other day. Or I just argued with my woman. So it's so relatable. They just fucking, they're really popular on Facebook. Anyway, let's get to some music. Let's talk about Lil Wayne.
Okay.
The Carter 5 dropped after 30 years. I think Lil Wayne promised it to us when he was 6. And he finally delivered Friday night. Let me be the first one to say, let me get this right before I say it. I think Lil Wayne is really a legend. Like, he's a fucking superstar. I've been listening to him since, the Hot Boys. So, when you're a person as old as me, who's known Lil Wayne since when he was rapping like 11, it's like the Lil Wayne that a lot of the youngsters know, maybe 15 years old, is like they're super fans of his. Y'all listen to a different Lil Wayne. So I used to be hard on a lot of the things that, the more recent things, all the Carters, all the stuff like that. But I listened to this CD. I say, you know what? Your old ass, download this shit and listen. What impressed me so much is that a lot of the songs you hear a grown Lil Wayne. It's like, I'm not too huge of a fan of the artists that try to stay 21. I want to hear, like, all that celebrity that you've endured, all that money that you done ran through, all of these major celebrity problems that you've had. I want to hear about them. And he delivered. And I'm a huge critic of music. I got nothing to say. I got nothing bad to say about this shit. It's like that motherfucker had me, like, usually when my girl comes down on the weekend, I'm lazy. Like, I got to drive to work all week. I don't want to drive. We'll take your car. Me and my girl was going to get something to eat earlier. She in the car, starting it up. I said, nah, we taking my whip. We about to bump this way. I haven't heard the type of CD that reminded me of back in the day until recently, and with this album. It brought me back to the days of back in the day where you got to make a run. You got to go to the store. But because you want to bump this shit, you take the long way. You come back the long way. You dip by the car wash. You know what I mean? I did all of that shit today. Long story short, I fuck with it.
I have no review yet. Only because I got it too. And I've only listened to a couple of songs. And not only that, it takes me at least a good 5 deep listens. And anyone who knows me knows this. I love music. I do. No matter what type of music it is. But it takes me a good 5 deep listens for me to give my honest view. Because I'm in different moods when I listen to this music. So I have to... So if I have a day where I'm just like in a good mood anyway, I may just say, shit's fine. And then I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. What the fuck was I thinking when I listened to this song? I was just hyped about some other shit. I got some more money on my check and shit. I was happy about it. So, but so far so good. But again, it takes me some good listens of a whole album for me to be like, okay, and I just haven't really had the time to sit down and ponder. Mm-hmm. So I will this week. I'm definitely going to do it. I've heard mixed reviews. I also know that Kanye, who's changing his name to Ye.
Album dropping in a couple of weeks. He's coming.
Who's changing? Oh well, he's giving he's giving Lil Wayne his props because I don't think he thinks that his album is going to. I don't think so either.
You know what?
I don't think so. I don't think it's gonna.
I gotta say this, and I'm gonna reveal the reason why I listened to the Carter 5 more in depth than I have to any album in probably over 10 fucking years. First of all, I'm busy. I really envy those people that when an album drops that you have time to listen to it 10 times in one day.
You slept till 3. You could listen to it.
I didn't even really listen to it that much today, except when I was dipping around after I got off, you know what I mean, on that Carter 5. But that's what I'm saying.
Like, you was in the car.
Yeah. But this is what I'm saying. I got off Friday night. Even though I listened to it on the way to work. I got off Friday night. And while I was playing Madden 19, my shit, I actually took and I don't do this. I'm not one of those music. Hey, when I'm listening to music in the house, it's some sex going on.
You know what?
I don't just randomly listen to music in the crib. Let some spades go on or something. It's something going on to where there's music in my house. I got home. I grabbed the Bluetooth. I plugged up in the living room. I turned the shit on. I listened to more than half of it that night. I repeated some songs because someone was like super fucking dope. One of the songs that I really love was Famous. And has Ray Janae on there, his daughter. A lot of people are hating on her. Oh, that ain't Ray Janae because the hook sounds so fucking good. I don't know her background as far as singing. I don't know what they did to it. Auto-tune. I don't know what the fuck they did. But she sounded dope. It sounds like a different genre hook. Got a good hook from Triple X on there. Man, like I just said, it took me back to a mood because I'm not don't get me wrong, I love music, but I'm one of those people I'm one of those niggas you get in my car and ride with or come over to the house, I play some shit like, damn, bro, I ain't heard that shit in a minute. I'm not really a new school dude. You know what I mean? But I'll play some shit that'll bring you back and you just be like, you might start crying, you might start dancing, you're like, dude, I remember this. I'm one of them people. My playlist is like 10 years old or better, but I will add new shit, and his shit goes. Kevin Gates shit, I'm not all the way through it, but Kevin Gates came though. You know what I mean?
Does he always? You know what? People say Kevin Gates is weird. Is he? Probably. However.
Hell yeah, he's weird, but I like that.
Listen, I haven't. Yeah. I don't know what to say. I love Kevin Gates. I'm not upset at any of his albums. So
I hate that the brother had to get the motivation that he got getting locked up.
Go ahead, do that time. Sometimes you got to take that L to come up with good art. Everyone knows.
Exactly.
Artists have to either go crazy and do drugs or do time. And whichever one you want to do,
the choice is yours. You can get with this or you can get with that. Hey, you know what? Like I said, I hate that he had to go through the experience that he did, but it did produce some good music. And I will listen. And you know what? I don't give a fuck if you go to jail. Just give me a good album when you get out.
You know what you got to do.
Bro, you know what you got to do, bro. Here go this pistol.
You know how to hit that. You got to kick him in the head in order to do this time.
Ain't no bullets in it, so you only gonna get 2 in a day. Go ahead with that. Nigga, that shit gonna be 5 when you get out.
Oh, okay.
Hey, before we get off the music topic, let me ask you this one question. And you know what? I like these type of shows because I'll be having my script And most of the time, we don't even touch all the topics. I just write shit for nothing because we so good at it. But I got to ask you this. I
don't know why he tells y'all this information that y'all definitely...
Because it's dope. They have to know this information. This shit is so organic. You have to let them know because, all right, if you give them a dope show, see, me and you think, and you know what? That's why the show was so good because me and you think totally different. Me and you think totally different. I got to let them know how the genius is being produced on this show. If you come with something, if you script the show and you go totally different, I mean, you go and you just fucking organically come up with topics, it's great. You're going to make me forget what the fuck I was saying just by defending myself. I think I forgot. See, you know what, man? You just made me take an L in front of everybody for no reason.
What were you going to say?
How you going to come to me with that?
Actually, and you said it's coming in a couple of weeks. Actually, Kanye, who likes...
Oh, that new Yandi? My nigga coming, bro. Chicago, Southtown, the house, Southside, 87th.
Then you should...
87th to Cottage Grove to Stony Island. My nigga, when I meet him, I'm going to be like, bro, hey, I know all them spots. Kanye going to be like, nigga, you not like me.
Kanye gonna be like, nigga, you don't know my release date. It was the 29th of September.
It ain't already out. Yandi is not already out.
And this is what he's saying about releasing it right after Lil Wayne's album.
I bet you he pushed it back. I'm about to Google it. I got a computer over here too now.
I'm about to Google it. He said, because he confirmed it, and he said, what did he say? Because I'm reading this on, because you know that they're good friends, him and Wayne, and from what we hear, there's been no beef. But he's talking about it being released. I'm trying to read what it's saying, y'all, but I can't. I don't think he said anything important. He just said that he understands that he wants to not be like Lil Wayne, but as great as Lil Wayne. Uh-huh. And I don't know if he knew the release of Carter 5. When did the release of Carter 5 that he told everybody? Was that like weeks before?
Yeah. For the last 2 weeks, Lil Wayne has been bullshitting. It was like 2 release dates that didn't happen, and it finally dropped Friday.
Oh, okay. So he already knew what it was. He said, we're releasing Yandi Saturday night. We know it will come in number 2 to my brother Lil Wayne, and that's lovely. The universe needs ye and Wayne music at the same time. Oh,
you mispronounced yay, but hey, you my girl. I'm gonna let you slide.
You better let me slide. You know I don't give a damn about no Kanye. I will not call you Wayne. Wayne. Anyway, I don't hear nothing else but Wayne. Wayne, thank you. I don't even give a fuck if I listen to this shit and I just say a couple is good. It's Wayne. And first of all, we're Libras, so I know it's going to be great.
Hey, well, I'll tell you this. If you're 100% Wayne fan, you're going to be in love. Like I said, I fuck with him for his legacy. I fucked with him for years and years.
I don't know. I've heard. I know some Wayne fans to the death who will like to the death from the beginning. One being my brother. For like, this is where I started listening to it from. You know, it's younger siblings used to listen to when the older siblings listen to it, scratch up their damn CDs and shit.
Yeah.
So if I go ahead and go to school, I get ready, take that CD out.
Yeah.
But I just scratched it up. So, but don't worry about that. No. But it still work. Got a little skip.
Dusted it for fingerprints. You did touch my shit, nigga. Ain't no way you can lie.
It got a little skip to it. That's only on number 5. No. But yes, he was disappointed. So, and I know a couple of people, I'm telling you, who really are. That's why I said there's mixed reviews, which is why I said I respect different people's opinion. You like what you like.
I don't.
You don't what you, we know you
I
don't. We know you don't. You like what you like. You don't what you don't.
Yeah.
And I need more listens. I need more time for me to get it in there, and then to go ahead and listen to it again. So,
and the reason I got to get into this with music, if we talking about music, I'm gonna stick to music. No, all right, I'm gonna add 2 to this: music and restaurants. And the reason I'm gonna say that
is something getting shut down.
No.
Has there been roaches found in the meat?
I'll talk about that one first. I wish I could remember the name of. All right, this is something local. There's a restaurant. I guess it was a big name restaurant. I don't know if it came from another city, and it started a branch here, a couple of branches here, but.
The burger place?
No, not Wahlburger, which I will be checking out sometime next week when I'm at work. I'm going to dip out. All right. But there was a restaurant that opened at the Landing, a soul food spot or whatever.
Craig Buffet.
Yeah. I seen the homie Cortez. I know you listening. You know what? Shout out to Cortez, bro. This nigga stays listening, and I fuck with him for that. I don't give a fuck if we only get one comment a week on the Podbean app, which most people don't comment on there. My nigga gonna come through and say something about it. You know what I mean? And I fuck with that because that lets you know he listening every fucking week.
Then we need to say something about being disrespectful today.
Oh, hold on. Let me finish my stuff first. Opinions are so... You can't trust internet opinions. You just can't. People that you know, I'll take that more literally than I do somebody on the internet. Everybody wants something different out of the same product. With music, it's like I'm from the days of, and I gotta say this because this shit, I ain't gonna just come out and say this shit is trash because I don't like. We might have young listeners. I don't want them to think that the way I feel about the way they think is trash, but I do. I'm from the day where I rolled up on a homie. I might see that nigga in the hood. I'll leave the CD store in the 15, 20 minutes, depending on what I was doing, to get back to the hood with a couple CDs. I'm like, I jump in his whip with my CD. You don't remember them days? Where it's like, this shit just dropped. I know this nigga had to work. Or, see, one homeboy, he don't wake up till 2. Nigga, you pull up, you already got 3 songs. You done already sifted through it. Like, you know what I mean? You about to make this impression on them. It might be 20 songs on that motherfucker, but you done heard like 3 of them motherfuckers. You know this dope. Like, bro, you ain't heard, you call them. You ain't heard that motherfucking new, Kanye wasn't even on the radar back then. You ain't heard that new, whatever.
Nellyville.
No.
I like Nellyville.
No, that wasn't my speed.
I loved it. It was great.
I might pull up with some shit. I was on the underground. Nice. I might pull up with some shit, let that nigga, you know what I mean? We roll up one, we listen. I'll let that nigga hear like 5 of the dope songs I heard. That nigga like, oh, this shit tight. Now, when he ride off, he might hear all the bullshit that, you know what I mean, that you wasn't even talking about and be like, nah, this shit ain't as tight as you said it was. Music just had it was a different way that we connected with each other with music back in the day. Back in the day when an album dropped, I might run across Bianca. She'd be like, hey, did you hear that blah, blah? All right, let me, you know what I'm saying, let's smoke a blunt and listen to this one song. That's how we used to connect back in the day. We smoke a blunt and listen to a song.
I never did.
Well, or drink some apple juice, listen to a song. However you was doing it.
I do like moths. Okay. Nice, chill. No ice.
But the only thing I'm saying is now I think it's fake. Now I think it's fake. You know why? Because streaming services are going on now. Now when they say an album drops at midnight, everybody waking up that morning, oh, this shit is dope. Oh, this shit is dope. And then you got some people who were like, oh, it's too many people saying that shit is dope. I'm just about to motherfucking make a post say this shit is whack. I'm gonna make a motherfucking thirst trap post. Everybody, nobody really likes my post when I usually post. Let me take this trending topic and try to get y'all to talk to me.
Well,
come and talk to me.
Well, here's what I will say.
Would you please come and talk to me?
Well, here's what I will say, because a lot of people that I know that listen to Wayne that I had this discussion with don't have social media. Like, stay off of it. So,
and what were their opinions?
Hood niggas. No.
Oh, hood niggas got social media. I'm the number 1 hood nigga. I ain't a hood nigga. I'm the hoodiest nigga around this motherfucker.
You were. Listen.
You talking about hood niggas, you're talking about niggas from 61st.
You were.
I'm down in the low. I was down in the low numbers.
You was. Where you at now? Okay.
So, that don't mean shit.
So what we're talking about,
motherfucker, just judge your life. Just
close to 4:35. So when I was explaining myself, no, I do. This is what I agree with you when you say. I don't know about the people just logging on and saying shit. I'm pretty sure trendy people do. But I also know some real music heads who do have different opinions. They just like different type of music. And I don't see anything wrong with, if you tell me something is whack, I'm not about to fucking argue with you about music. If I think it's good and it's good to me, it may fit me on what time or how I'm feeling, or I just might be like, this shit it rock to me. If it don't, because I've had people tell me something is good and I'm like, I've heard better. And they're like, no, I really like this. Don't argue with me about it. You don't like it. I mean, because I do. I feel like I'm just, that time I'm not going to waste because I could be spending that time listening to the song again. If you just don't like it, and I agree with you, when I used to ride and not sometimes I tell me and my friends were on the same level. Yeah, that shit pump. Skip this one. But sometimes we would be like, I really don't like this song. I would get in somebody else's car, because I used to listen to Texas music. I still do. And I used to get into people's car and be like, play that. And they would literally have to play the song 8 times in a row. A bunch of people know this about me, and we've had those memories, and that's great. But if I hear something, I'm like, hell yeah, I want to hear it. I want to listen to it. But if you're like, I really don't like that. I don't like that type of music. I think that's listening to screw music too. Because some people are like...
Dude, the screw was the shit. I just had to interject on that. That's all we used to listen to back then. The down south music.
I used to, but some people were like, "The shit is stupid. I don't like it. It's dumb." And I'm like, I'm not going to argue with you about something that you don't like. If you don't like it, you don't like it, and if you do, you do. But I'm just saying, some of my sources, not all of them, because I didn't really just base it off people who are on social media. I base it off of people who I know are real music heads and really, in my eyes, and really, really love music. Mm-hmm. And my brother is one of them, who is a real music head. However, what I will say is that does not deter me from listening to it myself. I was hoping you to say that. That doesn't make me somebody else. And this is what I mean by I respect somebody else's opinion. That doesn't mean that I have to agree with it.
I've seen a picture of your brother, so I really don't. I don't know if he listens to the show, but I definitely don't want him to think that I'm disrespecting his opinion. But
I asked him. I said, "You gonna come on the show?" The boy said, "Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and come on." I said, "Hell no!"
Why would you do that? I want him on the show. I want to see another part of you, which is a sibling thing. He's definitely gonna be a part of you.
That boy funny. But because I don't want a spades game or a domino game to go down as soon as I'm like, we supposed to do the podcast. I'm like, we supposed to do the podcast. Like, what's going on? Ron is trying to continuously give me drinks. Ron needs to understand.
Hey, you know what? I think the real reason is Bianca knows the type of dude I'm in. Man. You remember people say that back in the day?
I mean, it's coming.
I'm going to be the type of guy, he comes by, we click, all of a sudden this nigga coming over for spades or something like that. You know what I mean?
I'm dealing with this shit. I'm like, what are you doing here?
I'm old school. I only fuck with people I meet through people. I'm not one of them motherfuckers that's why people always making stupid ass posts on soda on social media.
Dun, dun, dun.
Because you don't know these people. It's like, dude, you need a reference. Ain't no job gonna hire you. I mean, ain't nobody gonna rent you nothing. You can't go to Rent-A-Center. They're not gonna give you a TV unless you tell the motherfuckers that you know somebody. They gonna call 5 people and ask, "Hey, do this nigga pay his bills on time?" You know what I mean? It's different. That's the type of person that I am when I meet people. And you know what? I don't care about copyrights no more. I'm gonna play a hook for you. All right, did you hear Rachel Lay on there? Did you hear his daughter?
No, don't do that because I want to listen to it myself. I'm
going to do it.
I will not listen.
Why wouldn't you listen?
Because I want to listen. This is me. I want to listen.
This is just one song. It's 23 tracks on the fucking CD. Dude, are you serious? We're about to have a groundbreaking moment on here. You don't want to let it happen.
If anyone wants to know what I'm doing, I'm putting my
Could you give me 30 seconds?
No. Ron likes to ruin things for me. I told him I didn't want to watch Power. I still haven't finished it. Oh, Power got approved for season 6.
Of course it did. It's fucking great.
I was shocked. No.
It's fucking great. Were you shocked? Were you really?
Shocked the shit out of me.
Bianca, can I play you 30 seconds? I just want you to hear the hook.
Because that's the main song I want to listen to.
Then why didn't you listen to it?
Because I haven't had the time. Fine, then play it. Ron, oh my gosh. Because it's
I want y'all to hear one of the best hooks I've heard in a minute. I don't give a fuck if y'all say that it was doctored. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, play it. We're playing it for the people.
I'm playing it for your ass.
We're playing it for the people.
I hope don't no commercial come on.
Oh, Riley's. I can't listen. I want to say it was great.
Girl, listen to this hook. I feel like I'm in the studio.
Yeah.
Is this it?
After all my studies, everything I learned,
What you playing?
Man, you know what? This one of them niggas that took the name and put their shit on there and try to have their track going. I'm like, hold on.
This will happen when you living dirty.
All right, I got the real one. This better be the real one. See, this is why every track needs to be pre-approved. And you know what? Let's talk about YouTube niggas who put their track on something and it's not the real thing.
I don't know who they is.
I hate you YouTube niggas.
I don't know it, but listen, if y'all get big off this shit, we won't have.
Dude, I can't stand that shit. Are you serious?
We won't have. That boy got on that bug. You can find that with any Drake song. That was like, ooh. Hold the fuck up.
Hey, y'all know what? I took my backup phone and I tried to go to YouTube and this shit didn't happen. So what we will do, we will keep going with the funny. I'm going to take my case out of my phone because I got Spotify. I know how to find the real shit. You can't go to YouTube, dude. These motherfuckers will play your ass. They're like, hey, this Wayne about to pop. Hey, nigga, you could drop that gang shit. We about to drop that gang tonight. Oh, shit. Let me look for a topic now. I done got upset.
Thought he had a winner. Where is that? Nope. Dun. That fuck came
That's Lil Ray from Pittsburgh.
That fuck came on hard as hell. Like,
I should have known it wasn't it, because I'm like, this don't sound like the beat.
that's the shit I do. I was like, gotcha. And then the song started playing.
All right, something I thought was funny. It's been some beef. You remember when Pusha T dropped Story of Adidon and going at Drake?
Pusha.
Apparently Steve Harvey, he's older than me, so he's a little bit late. Steve Harvey waited like what?
That boy just found out.
Like 3 months and responded to Pusha T.
Oh, God.
The only thing Pusha T said to him when he was talking about Drake's pops, he said he had a line where he said, Steve Harvey niggas suits made him. Steve Harvey waits until like 4 months later, he's doing a taping of the Family Feud, and he decides to respond to Pusha T. He called Pusha T. Well, first of all, he said, who the fuck is that? Then he called him a broke ass nigga. Then he kind of started making fun of his name, called him Pusher. He went with the Pusher instead of Pusha.
He did this on Family Feud.
He did this on like a little, I guess they take little breaks, like in between tapings. And then he actually freestyled about the nigga. Said,
that's what the fuck you should have played.
Yeah, the freestyle was whack, though. The freestyle was whack. I'm like, Steve, first of all, he didn't diss you. He said Steve Harvey suits made him. You known for suits, bro.
That fool said, don't mention my motherfucker. There you go.
This nigga took straight offense. I'm like, dude, he wasn't dissing you. But Steve Harvey made a little thing out of it. The videos went viral. It's like, I'm like, wow. Why, Steve?
I love it. Listen, I love it because the fact that, one, you waited. you waited 7 summers just to say something back. And you didn't even get the whole... You didn't even get the whole point of him saying what he said.
Yeah, it wasn't even a whole line. And he ain't say nothing about you, Steve. It was like, I mean, hey, I'm one of them niggas that when Steve Harvey first cut his hair, he just popped up. Ain't nobody, you know what, Steve? You've been exempt. You've been exempt from us roasting your ass.
That fool said, nigga, you leave my suits out of this.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, one day you just popped up bald on Family Feud and ain't nobody say nothing. It's like, dude, if somebody was to roast you, like, dude, you deserve one from the last time. We could have said you was sick. You know how niggas is.
Who's in prime time, nigga? No time.
You know how niggas is. You can't pop up on a nigga that lost 10 pounds. You can't pop up on a nigga bald. We gonna judge you like, bro, you sick?
Because the first thing Steve would do if somebody tried to come for him, he'd be like, y'all ain't out here working like me. I got 8 shows. And, I mean, technically he's right. But he does have 8 shows. But still, like, you I don't know. Listen, the fact this boy came up out of nowhere, like, ding, what you say about me? You can't. You can't. That's not... Steve.
That's like being at a party and a motherfucker make a slick comment about you. Then you and your girl in the bed 6 months later, you be like, I think that nigga said something. I think that nigga meant something by what he said. Nigga, how you gonna wait this long? I mean, I'm sure you have a team. They searching the internet. They've seen the lyrics. Nigga, you need to pay them a little bit more or fire their ass. Like, bro, you should have heard about that shit the next day. You're never old enough when you have that type of money. You got a team. You're always looking like Tyler Perry when they was saying, okay, he's sharing, he's giving out money if you share this video. Like, he heard about that shit the next day.
His son told him about it. His son and daughter was listening to that shit, said, I wasn't going to tell you this, or they got into it. That nigga said, hey, Pops. That's why the nigga was talking about your ass on this new Pusha T. He was like, what? That boy went in the lab.
Pusha T? Who the fuck is Pusha T?
That boy went in the lab. Got on Spotify. No, he got on Tidal. He got on Tidal saying, who the fuck is a Pusha T?
I heard Tidal and iTunes dropped it late. I got Spotify, so I was listening to it. I see people on Facebook like, hey, where the fuck was where the hell is the new album? I heard for Wayne and like a lot of the latest releases like all year. I heard they like get them late.
No, mine was there.
Was it? The Carter 5?
Yeah. Are y'all paying y'all bill on time?
Well, y'all gonna get this shit late if y'all ain't paid.
Did you use the student discount? No, mine came on time. Did y'all? Because I went to look to see was it there, and I was like, oh shit, it is today. Okay.
I got a notification. Even shit that I don't listen to with some big drops is like they send me like an email say this shit is dropped. So I was like, okay, Wayne, let me check that shit out.
Yeah, like let me just go ahead and see.
And now, since I hooked up my shit, my real phone, every player gotta have 2 phones.
Listen, they gonna talk about this show. The fact that you had to pay 3 times.
The fact that I'd have played some niggas trying to get some views on Wayne name and shit. I went to YouTube like, wow.
Listen, they gonna be like, listen to this shit. Like, this nigga was really drinking this night.
Hey, well, this is my fault. No, I had no idea that niggas was just waiting on new releases to bump their own shit.
Listen, unless you pay for Spotify, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, unless you pay for like I have YouTube Red, right? I pay for it every month.
Uh-huh.
So unless you pay for it and they actually do album streamings, like if you just go to YouTube, a lot of people don't release their music. Like I know Drake definitely doesn't. He doesn't put, if you try to look for some shit.
No, they don't release it. Other niggas put their shit up.
No, but what I'm saying is if you put it up, you automatically have to take it out. Like they don't play that. They don't do that. So you'll have to do a whole new cover of somebody. You're not going to find it even if somebody else put it up. And there's certain artists that actually do that where you're not going to find their stuff if you have a free search to do it. Now on YouTube Red, I can look for full albums. But for some reason on YouTube Red, the Carter 5 wasn't on it. That's why I was like, what? It's always on it. So when I went to Tidal, it was there. And I was like, okay. And didn't even listen to it at the time. I just wanted to make sure it was there. So when I'm ready to listen to it, I can listen to it. But yeah.
Yeah, the only thing I deal with is Spotify. I don't have an iPhone, so I'm not fucking with iTunes. I got it on my computer, but I'm rarely on there listening to shit. All right, I want you to hear, and you say you haven't listened to Famous, right? No, Bianca, you got to give me 30 seconds. No, I just want you to tell me, is Rachel a singer, first of all?
No. Now, I know she wanted to do acting, but she didn't say anything about, I've never heard or seen anything about her being a singer. Now, she could have just did this because it was her daddy's stuff, though.
Well, yeah, that's a damn good reason, but I just want to know, like, does she sound like this?
I'll do 20 seconds. 30 is way too long.
Dude,
for a song,
it's a CD. You'll hear it 100 times, but you can't hear it once now.
No, because this is the first, because I want to listen to it by myself.
It's 23 songs, so this one damn song is like, I can't hear it nowhere. I can't hear it on the road. I got to hear this on home court.
And this is the one that I've heard the most about. Like, literally.
Would you listen? It's not that serious.
I'll give you 20 seconds. You wasting show time, and my bedtime is coming up. Y'all, I'll be sleeping. I'm tired.
Oh, I love that song.
Yeah, that sound like her.
Hey, you know what? If that's her first time singing, like, you could kind of tell they put some effects on it, but it sound good to me. And I didn't play it because you was going to start hating if I let the nigga go.
Right. I'm going to listen to it. But no, it does. It sounds like her.
I haven't watched, what is it, Hip Hop Teenagers or some shit. I have no idea how she sounds. Yeah, I have no idea how she sounds. But when I heard the song, I'm like, damn, like this, it gave a different feel to the whole CD. And that's why I said he made a lot of adult songs. And that's why I always say, like, I'm not discrediting people who are hip hop, who are Lil Wayne fans, like 10, 20 years back. But one thing I don't like about hip hop is a lot of people don't like to see the artist grow up. A lot of times you'll see somebody drop a CD and people will be like, oh, dude, that shit was whack. But when you listen to Famous or Dedicate, or like, he's actually talking about what he's been going through. Because the nigga been going through some shit. He got one dread left. You know what I mean? Like, you got to explain how, like, 50 of your fucking dreads fell off. And on a few of those songs, he did that. And some people be like, oh, the Carter 5 is trash. I'm like, dude, this is the first CD I listened to Lil Wayne where it wasn't all about lean. It wasn't popping niggas and doing this. He got those, you know what I mean? You got to put them on there. You got to get your fan base right. You know what I mean? If they've been waiting this long, you got to get them some songs. Like the song with Kendrick Lamar. Totally different from the normal Wayne. Never heard him. Never heard him like that. Mona Lisa is a classic. I'm going to tell you that right now. I didn't spill any details. Mona Lisa with Kendrick Lamar is a fucking classic.
Either way, like, I'm not saying like, you're not doing spoiler alert when you talk about it. I'm not saying anything because either way, I'm going to listen to the album and take my own opinion off of
yeah, that's all right.
So, but yeah, I just heard mixed reviews. Like, I don't think anything is wrong with hearing mixed reviews.
You're always going to You're always gonna hear mixed
Lasagna's
reviews.
my favorite. Other people be like, shit's trash. I mean, whatever you like.
I was just about to say, it's pretty much. I don't think there's any topic you can bring up and you won't hear mixed reviews if you ask more than one person. It's gonna be mixed reviews. That's why I tell people don't lean one way or the other. If you want to find out if this music is good, if that food is good, if that sex is good, whatever.
So basically, what you
do it
saying
yourself.
is the Cornbread Cafe was good.
I never went.
Okay.
But I tell you this much. Anything with cornbread in the name, the shit gotta have something in there good. And I'm gonna go check it out. I don't know if we're gonna do it tomorrow because we're gonna go check out Bobby J's comedy show tomorrow. Sorry I missed Cortez.
Cortez, I tried to say it earlier. Listen, we'll say this first. Cortez, he always supports us. He's been supporting the podcast since it started. And unfortunately, I had to help my brother move. Mm-hmm. Since 10 this morning. I went to work this morning, and then I left to help my brother move. And I did not end up, leaving till 10 tonight. So, or yesterday night, because it's a new day. So, I'm exhausted, but I really, really, really wanted to go. But I'm pretty sure everything went off without a hitch. It was great.
I hope Cortez isn't as mad as me. I mean, isn't as mad with me as he is with Bianca. Because I have to say this. I showed up last year, not out of obligation, but I fuck with you. Now, hold on, Bianca. I'm about to throw your ass under the bus. I got a couple things to say.
Okay.
Today, me and my girl didn't get out of the bed. That's because we were fucking drinking. Well, I was drinking heavy. I don't know what the fuck she was doing. She was just sitting next to me, eating and shit. So we woke up at 3 o'clock today. Well, she was up. I went to the bathroom. She's doing work. She had her laptop. She never brings her laptop. I guess she was doing overtime, whatever. But officially, we didn't wake up till 3. We went and got something to eat. Well, by the time she came out of the bathroom, I told her I was hungry. It was 5. And I had a couple family things to do today, so I didn't get a chance to make it. But hopefully, I might even call you so we can go to the Bobby J show tomorrow. Bianca, are you going? You want to go?
Here's my question. My question is, how you throwing me under the bus? Listen to what you just
Because
said.
Bianca was not helping nobody move. She is lying. Her
her
brother hired a moving company. 2 men in a truck.
I wish he did, but everyone knows 2 men in a truck is super fucking expensive for them to be fucking up your shit. I'm not trying to dish y'all business, but what I'm trying to say is back in the day, y'all were a little bit better. On to my other point. How are you going to throw me under the bus when basically what you said was you could have got up, but you didn't?
No, but once you sleep, you ain't got no control over it.
No.
I don't set my alarm on the weekend.
You slept till 3 and then went back for another slumber for a couple more hours and then got up at 5, which it was still going on.
Yeah, well, it didn't start till 12. I woke up at it wasn't even 10 o'clock. I laid back down. Mm-hmm. I saw Tasha in there on her laptop. Mm-hmm. When I woke up, usually when a nigga wake up after a motherfucking bathroom break, you maybe got a couple of hours you can get in. Mm-hmm. How the fuck I slept 5 more? I don't know. I ain't used to that. I guess since I go months without sleeping 8 hours, it just caught up with me today. But the question is, are you free to go to Bobby J's show tomorrow?
I may not be.
See, you know what? On the weekends, Bianca could be acting funny.
On the weekend, Bianca, you know what? Unless we can bring 3-year-olds to the show, and ain't nobody dissing my son because we fighting for that bitch. They'll be like, bitch got her kid. I'll take that bottle and be like, ah!
Hold on, this motherfucker got a baby in here.
He gotta be like, yeah, ain't funny. Oh, listen. No, people, remember, okay? I technically only have one day of activity. That is Sunday. That includes me doing laundry, house cleaning, and whatever else I could fit in. So, since the beginning of September, I promised my son that we would go to the pumpkin patch. Mm-hmm. And all he's been saying is, the pumpkin patch.
Damn, it's tomorrow?
Pumpkin patch?
We could do that.
You get ready to go to sleep. The pumpkin patch. All right. I get what you're trying to say. Mom be working, then studying, then doing all kind of stuff. I'm not putting in that quality time. I was about to sing that quality time, but I didn't go there. Point blank period. Mama's on mama's duty tomorrow.
I almost start singing it too.
Hey, that bug hit though.
You got me in my zone. Now that was that shit. Girl, I'll be right there.
that bug hit. Anyway, I'm on mommy duty.
Oh, you got me in a messed up
State
state of mind.
Hey, when that liquor hit, Rodney,
I got a little buzz. I'm ready to blow this shit. Fuck the mic up with my deep voice.
y'all just see the serious look on his face when I sung it, like it was playing in the
That shit
beginning.
hit me like, oh shit, quality time.
That's when you ain't heard a song
Heard
in a
that
long
shit in a
time.
minute.
It's something to be played. But seriously, so I'm on mommy's duty. But you know what? I went to Janelle's show. It's your turn. Get a show in.
Hey, you know what? I will say this. A lot of comedians come on our show. I've been blessed enough to be cool. They're friends of the show. They fuck with us. They come by. I got to start returning the favors. The good thing is I looked on the flyer. Janelle,
Whoop, whoop.
Kevin Rode,
Whoop, whoop.
Bobby J.
Whoop, whoop.
And I might hit up Cortez and just say, hey, just come. I'll pay for you again. We just, you know what I'm saying, just get some drinks. So it'd be 4 of us there. Because every comedian I've hit up, they come on the show and they fuck with us. So it's only right I got, but y'all know I fucking work like a slave. You know what I mean? But I'm going to make sure I'm there tomorrow. And I'm the laziest nigga ever on the weekend. For me to get up and make sure I got a plan to come to that motherfucker and get there, that's what's up, because I fuck with y'all. All right. We late in the show. Bionica promised me an hour 45. We were at an hour 50.
Boom.
I'm about to squeeze in 2 topics on our ass in 10 minutes.
Listen, I'm out of here. All right, y'all be safe.
I got to bring this up real quick. All right, we're going to go fast. I got a serious and a funny thing to talk about. We're going to talk about the funny thing first because that's quick. Tiffany Haddish said in the interview, you know, her and Kevin Hart are on press. What can I say? They're in press mode about their new movie.
Right.
They're doing a lot of interviews, blah, blah, blah. She did an interview, said she auditioned for Flavor of Love. She didn't find out till later that the show was Flavor Flav's. So she backed out. What would you do if you were in that position? You're coming up as a comedian, you're getting more opportunities, you audition for Flavor of Love. You're like, okay, you know how the producers are in Hollywood. Well, I don't, but this is how I think they are. You got a big show coming up. This is going to be a big deal. So you audition. Flavor of Love? All right, cool. 10, 20 women, they trying to get with this dude? All right, cool. He got to be a sexy motherfucker. How would you do a show without a sexy motherfucker? You find out it's Flavor Flav. Would you back out?
Oh, yeah. Hey, listen. So, I mean, because if not, I'm getting kicked off on the first show. Because I'm not competing.
Man, but you know most of those women didn't fuck with Flavor Flav, but they just wanted to further their exposure. Because, you know, first of all, Flavor of Love was a big show.
He got the cooch from all of them. That boy got the cooch.
You really think so?
Yeah. Listen.
Flavor Flav?
Listen, Flav got the Flav. That was the only time in Flav's life he was getting pussy like that. Even when
I mean, when I think about it from the standpoint of them thinking that they could further, like if they win, then they could be at a bigger point in their career. But it's like girls like Hoops. I only really remember Hoops in New York. Maybe one more name.
Delicious.
Oh yeah, of course, Delicious. You think? Oh Lord.
Hell yeah, he smashed them cakes.
Wow.
Listen.
But you didn't have to go that far though.
Cake. That boy's little ass was in the what that boy used to say all the time.
I used to watch it occasionally, but I have no idea.
Boy said Flavor Flav.
Oh my God.
In the back, like bitch that shit. Listen, Flav hit.
So that's a no for you if you were coming up. You got a good show. You find out it's Flavor Flav. Because I didn't think like all the girls like, okay, you know what? He might have eliminated you if you didn't like try to put forth no action or something like that.
He was I watched Flavor of Love. I thought that shit was hilarious. I said, this shit really happened. But I liked it. I thought it was funny. Like,
yeah.
And you have to think too. For us, this was a time. Now all these reality shows are out here, but this was a time when really the dating shit. The only thing they had was like The Bachelor.
Yeah.
And this was like the hood Bachelor. So you like, oh shoot, and I know him. And then after that, they start coming out the woodwork, so it wasn't fun anymore. But yeah, so I was watching it, and I mean, he was if he wasn't banging them girls, he was getting down with them a little bit. Like there was some oral going on. I'm pretty sure. Like some of them was. Oh, and then we forgot Shay. Shay.
Oh yeah, I remember Shay. Yeah, okay, Shay she was all over hip hop after that.
So you look at some of these people.
Hey, but it was how many seasons was it? Because all of these people like weren't on the same season. Like I'm probably named like two of them that weren't even on the same season. But I remember that. Okay, I remember Shay.
No, because his first pick on his first season was Hoops, right? He picked Hoops first.
Yeah, I think so. Shay was what was her name? Boots or some shit like that. Was that somebody else?
No, her name did start with a B. Shay was
I think Shay was Boots. I didn't watch it all the time, but all right, let me reverse the roles real quick.
Who put that chicken in the microwave? That girl, that boy want that meal. She threw that chicken in that microwave and try to season it.
I didn't watch all the episodes, but I tried to put my shoe on the other foot when I was thinking about it. I was like, okay, let's just say, and I'm not saying this demeaning any woman. Well, let's just say that it was a male version. All the roles were reversed, and Leslie Jones was the one we had to fight for. I'm going on that shit, B. I'm Frenching her. I'm straight French. I'm walking in the door Frenching her. I'm trying to get up.
And that's exactly why you gonna get kicked out the first show. Like, niggas out here for everybody giving it up too easy. Because in our situation, women's situation.
Hey, well, you know what? I would have went out. They had to kick me off because I'm like, dude, this shit could like boost my career. What they say is that this is supposed to be the next hot shit. So I'm gonna audition for this shit. I don't know who. Oh, Leslie Jones. All right, cool.
They had 3. They had 3 seasons. And then they had the charm school one. But then you have to think of it like this too. You have to think of it like this. No. Like some of these chicks actually made it. You know what I mean? Her name was Boots. But some of these chicks actually made it, you know? Mm-hmm. Her name was Bucky.
Yeah, okay.
Bucky, but there was a Boots on there. But I think that's the one who spit on her ass.
All right, so would you determine that? Well, you wouldn't have knew prior, but there was a lot of drama on the show, things like that. And then, of course, you had to, like, eventually, I ain't saying you had to be with him because Hoops didn't stay with him. You know what I mean? I mean, they had 3 seasons. So, obviously, the first 2, I don't know about the last one, but is that a no for you to continue your career if you find out Flavor Flav was the object of all the affection?
Shit, I'm getting off the elevator. I'm taking the stairs.
Next. All right, we go to the next one. This is the last one. We're going to wrap it up with this one. She said a no, but hey, if it's me.
Damn these stairs. There's a lot of stairs, but I'm going to
Leslie, I'm coming at you. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck who you throw on there. As a male, I'm going to come and try to further my career. I might have to slang something, but hey.
Men are different.
We about to get up.
Y'all
I mean, especially when you got an opportunity shit in front of you. Mm-hmm. I mean, shit, niggas be taking one for the team. You don't think a nigga will take one for them?
At least Leslie funny.
Leslie is funny.
You can listen. The nigga ain't funny. Boy ain't funny. Look at.
Nah, he was funny.
Look at shit. Like, listen, you telling me I can't even laugh? Like. At least, you know what? A lot of dudes who may not be attractive get that shit off by 2 things. Swag, or they're funny as hell. They're fucking funny. Okay, 3 things. Swag, they're funny as hell, or they actually got a lot of money.
Yeah.
Those 3 things. If you don't have the other. So you be like, okay.
It's 2 out of 3 on those.
And funny is like the top of the line. Funny is like, I hate this, that I'm here, but the nigga making me crack the fuck up. I've never been in a situation where, unless you just had a bad attitude, I've never been in a situation where you can laugh with somebody and think, damn, this shit kind of cool. You know what I mean? We sit up here laughing and joking and all kinds of shit. But then you got to sit up here and look at this nigga make weird ass fucking faces and you ain't laughing. I'm taking the step.
Hey, I've always prided myself on making the people laugh. I don't give a fuck. Like, even way back in the day, motherfuckers used to meet me like, dude, I always thought you was a crazy motherfucker. Like, man, look, I was living my best life back in 98. Hey, I don't give a shit about what niggas just learning how to do. I used to do that shit back in the day. All right, this is a serious one. Might be controversial to women, but for a man, well, such as me, I'm looking at it like, I kind of sat and looked at it. All right, first of all, let me let y'all in what I'm talking about, because I could drag it out. When I'm buzzed, I could drag shit on.
I was about to say.
I'll be talking about shit for like 3 minutes, like, dude, let them know what you're talking about. Okay.
And then forget what you What the fuck was I talking about?
Gucci Mane's wife.
Gucci.
Keisha Kaur. A lot of people... All right, first of all, let me say something. And this is something I want to say a whole long time ago. This is one of those topics that got lost in the sauce. You know how we do. Like, we write down some shit and we just be feeling other shit, so we go on to another one.
Oh, come on. Get to the juice.
I don't like the fact, and some niggas might say I'm crazy, but Keisha Kaur does a lot of midsection cradling. Shit looks a little weird to me sometimes. I can't lie. I don't want my woman altered in any way. I don't want no plastic in her breast. I don't want no rubber in her booty. And I don't want you squeezing your motherfucking hips. I mean, not your hips, your waist until it kind of looks abnormal. I like a normal looking girl. I'm old school. I don't want nothing altered on you. Anyway, Keisha Kaur. Beautiful woman, not hating on the sister. There was a picture that floated around on social media and it went viral. Her and Gucci were going out to whatever they were going out to. There was a picture taken of them. You know, Gucci, you know what I mean? Hey, Gucci just stepped his life up. Some say he may be cloned. I don't know. I don't have any facts. Nigga, you know what I'm saying? I ain't no hater nigga. Nigga was looking fly. He walking up with his wife. His wife was like sort of butt naked. Like, you can see the nipples. You can see the ass. You see 99% of the JJ. Is that appropriate for a married woman? Even if the man is saying, okay, I see what you came down the stairs with, let's bounce. As a woman, are there boundaries when a woman is married? Like, is that still cool to dress like you were still single? Is there something in you that says, okay, you married, I know you, what they call it, a fashionista or whatever, but should you just show up butt naked with your nigga?
I have to see this picture. I'm looking for it, but I can't. I have to see
Hold on. I'm going to see if I can find it.
Yeah, I have to see it because, just... Oh, was that boy's shirt off?
No, sir. No, sir. No, ma'am. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, have you had these conversations with some males before?
I have. I did yesterday. No, was that? Yeah, yesterday. I was at work yesterday.
Okay.
And I know so I work with one dude that's married, and we was looking at the picture, and I showed it to him, and I was kind of joking when I showed it to him. I'm like, dude, you let your girl go out like this? And there's a lot of the feminine. You know what?
Is she in this like a sparkling outfit?
No, she's in like a black, like see-through, like a catsuit. It's like one piece.
Okay, so anyway, what's your take on it? What do you feel? I'll look for the picture. We got a lot of dead air here.
Yeah, because they wait. We got some good listeners. They gonna be like, hold on. We want them to research that picture and really get into it. They fuck with us.
Listen.
Give me 1 second, y'all.
He think I'm playing. I'm out. I love y'all, but I'm out.
All right, I can't find a picture. I saw it floating around on Facebook. I will say this.
One? Is our hair up?
Didn't look at the hair. That's exactly what I'm saying, though. Is it black? Is it like they walking in the parking lot? Gucci got on all white. She got on all black.
No, this one's without.
All right, the picture is kind of like, it's kind of like she got on like a fishnet outfit or some shit. It's like it's really revealing. And what I have to say is, yes, Gucci, he has a beautiful wife. She has a hell of a shape, but with me, I don't think that I'm gonna parade my girl around, just displaying all the goods. And people, a lot of people will say, especially women, they'll say, "Oh well, you could dress how you want to. It has something to do with values and morals and this and that." But I won't even bring up the respect thing because then people will say, "Well, he don't own her. She don't have to." No. I just think when you're married and you have a significant other, there's certain things that you shouldn't do. And I just think she's revealing too much. I don't want my woman put on display. There's no way in hell I want another nigga to know what her nipple look like. There's no way in hell I want a man to see the whole crack of my woman's ass. There's no way in hell I want somebody to like almost know and commemorize what her fucking pussy looks like.
Well, maybe they feel like it's technically not theirs anyway, so they might as well just go. Okay, no. What can I say? We live in even with older males, it's not just younger males. We live in a world of revealing. You know what I mean? Like, I remember going to the club when I was like younger. I was probably like, this is when I felt like I was getting in my I'm tired of the club phase, because I had been clubbing since I was like, shouldn't have been able to get in clubs like for a long time. So I started a little early. And then I'm like, after a while, I'm like, even in my 30s, I'm like, that's not where I will go if someone says like, let's go. I will go if it's like an event. I just don't want to go. I don't want to get dressed up and go. But I remember going and I seen someone in like a see-through outfit. It was see-through. Basically, it was like a bathing suit. And I was like, I hadn't been in years. And I'm thinking, whoa, when did this shit start happening? And my friend's like, yeah, this shit's been happening. And I'm like, this is shocking to me. This is shocking to me. We went from stunner shades in the club to fishnets, like with the ass out. But we live in that type of world now where that is, whether you're married or not. Look at I mean, we live in a world where people want to show off their body, even if it's not theirs. They want to show off, this is what I have, this is what I'm doing. And not all men do, but a lot of men want to show like, this is mine. This is what I got. Look at her. Look at this. And then too, it depends, what were they doing before when they were showing all this off? You know what I mean?
I mean, but this was like, they showing up to a party or wherever they going. I mean, it had to be a party. Like, they wasn't about to go in Walmart or nothing like that. Because, like I said, the pictures were taken like on a parking lot. Like, they had just got out the car. And they showing them, like, arrive to a function or something like that. And I'm just the type of person, people might say I'm too old school. Hey, you might never get a woman. Don't nobody want to dress how you want them to dress. No, it ain't got nothing to do with that. Like, as a man, I have to show certain respect in a lot of aspects that I maybe hadn't done in the past. You know what I mean? Because I got a woman now. And now I ain't the type of nigga that can show my shirt off because it's just gonna be shit good everywhere. But you know what I mean?
Put that shit back on.
You know what I mean? But I don't want my woman showing up just because she's super fit and they see your nipples and they basically see you naked. It's like they was hiding nothing. I gotta send you this photo of. Unfortunately, I won't be able to find it now. I should have saved it if I was gonna bring it up as a topic, but. That was one of the things I just thought about, like, okay, I should write this down and ask for her opinion. I just think a married couple, unless that's just something that you're going to say, okay, we're going to keep the spotlight on us. When really you don't have to, because she has her own business. Like Gucci Mane, he's popping in the rap game. He's not going to die anytime soon. It's like y'all both got shit going on. So y'all really don't need to show up at a fucking party naked. You know what I mean? It really don't. It won't further your career. Y'all already popping. Both of y'all. Like a real power couple. So, yeah. Yeah, I just looked at it and was like, not my girl. She ain't showing up like that. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, some people. Hey, fellas. Some people like it and some people are like, I've come to the terms of saying this is where we are. It's like when you look at Instagram models or you look at a certain supermodel and you think, oh yeah, she's like great. And then she had enhancements and it's like, that's what you like. So if these are things or photos that you're looking at or people that you're like, oh God, they're so great. Then other people are going to follow along. Whether that be somebody, other superstars that come out or your daughters or whoever. Like people, what you glamorize and what you like is going to be attracting to just more than yourself. Mm-hmm. So people do this. They would. Now, is that her right to show her ass? Literally, hey, it's your ass. It's your ass.
It's his ass too.
And it's his. And if he doesn't, and I can't even just say if he doesn't mind it because I know some people like. Well, you should do what your man like. You should do what your man like.
And that's why I tread it lightly.
But then it's kind of like, shit, well, in the same token, shit, your man should do what you like. And sometimes that don't happen. So we can have that argument all day. But if you two like it together, shit, what works for you is I mean, especially if you were showing ass even before then. Yeah. If you were originally showing ass or you was on Instagram.
She wasn't showing ass when that nigga was locked up. You know what I mean? She was so respected, and that's why I kind of seen like her as a chick that was like, okay.
Because I'm looking at some videos at the time when he was locked up, and
I don't know shit.
She looked a little clothesless to me. She got
4 of those to me.
She has is what I mean. So shit. So yeah, she gonna continue to do it. If it boosts up her sales, her workout sales, if it boosts up her, if Gucci be like, shit, my wife bad, she looking good.
Yeah.
And, hey, what works for y'all?
Well, on that note,
Gucci. Am I the only one who thinks that I've gotten this flack? And I'll leave it at that because I'm falling asleep. Gucci, when I first heard, you know who I want to say, Migos, the main one.
Guavo, whatever the fuck his name is. Quavo.
God,
you know I ain't in it.
I ain't even that bad. Listen, when I first heard Quavo, I said, "Oh, Gucci back." Nigga was still locked up. I was like, "Shit, the nigga out, boy."
Nigga, Gucci out?
And then I kept saying that like,
that's Quavo.
I asked my cousin, I'm like, "You hear this Gucci?" She was like, "Stop playing." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Because she's younger. She's in her 20s now. She's like 22. So I'm like, I know you heard this. And she was like, that is Quavo from Amigos. I said, there ain't no fucking way. This nigga sounds like Gucci. Swear to God, he don't sound like Gucci. So I want everybody to do something to tell me if I'm crazy. I want y'all to listen to Gucci. Like, just listen to Gucci. You can listen to new stuff, old stuff, whatever. Listen to Gucci. And then listen to Quavo. You cannot tell me that you cannot possibly mix these two up. I really have to listen to who's on this song. I have to listen to it for a while and be like, okay, that's now this got to be Gucci. Gucci, I would like for you to continue saying your name. before doing your song.
Yeah.
So that way I know it's you. Because if not, I'm giving your credit to.
Are you gonna hear that Gucci?
I hear that boy. I'm like, okay, I got it.
All right, this is the right one.
Gucci.
Hey, y'all, first of all, before we get out of here, I got to congratulate y'all because we're already happy. Last month, we were over 10,000 downloads. This month, we'll probably do the same, and that's great. We've been in for like... We will. Well, I just looked at the numbers. We were really close. And... Hey, we just got to thank y'all for listening because just like I said earlier in the show, like shit, when you're not a celebrity, you really don't know where a podcast is going to go. You could just be like putting in time and people will like take 10 years to start listening to you. So I'm glad y'all start listening to us now. I'm glad that y'all think that we are the best because y'all going to make us the best. So we need y'all. You know what I mean? So like I said, I got a buzz. I'm about to wake my girl up. I'm going to go in there. She's like, baby, you ready to come in bed? No, I'm ready to go to IHOP. We about to get up out of here. There's no food in here.
IHOP has pumpkin spice pancakes, y'all. They were just released. Saw the commercial the other day. I was like, I got to get up in the morning after I take my slumber. Wash some clothes because I'm a brunch type of person. I like brunch.
She's a bruncher.
I'm a bruncher. So yeah, I just wanted to give y'all a shout out. They got the pumpkin spice pancakes up there. They got the pumpkin spice frosted flakes. My sis hooked me up. Let me know what time it was.
I've never tasted anything pumpkin spice, but I will say this. You remember when IHOP said they were turning their name to they were changing their name to like the burger spot? I've never had a burger there.
To IHOP.
Yeah, IHOP. You know what I mean? The International House of Burgers. So I might get a burger tonight. I don't know. When my girl wakes up, she'll decide on what we're going to eat.
It don't count tonight because you've been drinking, so it's already going to be good.
Yeah.
You got to get one where you just like, nope. You got to, nope. Impress me, bitch.
Yeah, because I usually get the breakfast sampler. Dude, give me 2 of everything in here. Chicken wings, everything.
Yeah. You can add it out with me. That shit was fire. Was you still drinking? I was.
Yes, I was still drinking.
We can't take that.
Hey, thank y'all. Y'all been making us one of the best podcasts around. Y'all will soon make us the number 1 podcast around. Joe Budden, we coming for you, nigga. Eminem better than you.
Okay.
Bye.
Later.